Well, it's day 95 of the 100-day challenge on Dead End Street, and you may be able to hear the rain and occasional thunder in the background. You will not know that I got a message a little bit ago that the workshop was tied up for the day, and you also will not know that I've been trying to think of what in the world to do today to make a video, and it brought to mind something that I turns out made 9 years ago. It's a little postcard that I thought maybe I would try to sell. I printed up, had a bunch of them printed up, and it looks like not trending. And yes, that's very true. I'm enjoying making these videos, and there's absolutely nothing that's been viral about any of my videos, and that's fine because I'm learning. This one of the things that helped motivate me to get started was several of the people that I really enjoy watching would say over and over again, "You just got to get started, and you're going to look back on the early stuff and think, well, what was that?" But it's okay. Go ahead and do it. And so that's what I've been trying to do with very little expectation that in these early stages, while I have a lot to learn about editing and how to set shots up, and especially how to get good process shots of woodworking that, first of all, actually show work, but then also that show work in a way that I haven't already seen 100 times on the internet. And I would say that I'm still in pretty much the imitation zone for a lot of that stuff, but trying to figure out how I can bring some personal creativity to it. But today is definitely not trending. I was maybe going to do some artwork. I've got a project that I'm going to be working on that is kind of a secret thing. So I decided, well, I better not do it in case this person is watching or hears about from someone else who is watching about doing this. I'm going to have to hold off on that for a bit. And the rain is just out of my control in the sense that I'm getting some water damage in the RV. And so I spent a couple of hours this morning that I might have used going to the shop, the workshop, because we got rained out of work. I just had to not leave and just pretend that everything was okay, because it's not. And starting to get maybe some mold and mildew problems, and I have to figure that out. It's beyond me right now. And I also, as part of that, I had to clear off this shelf that was way overloaded. You can see from the top shelf here, it's got kind of a bow in it, that I had this thing so overloaded. And this is a project that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to put some supports on the shelves in the back with some of the pallet lumber, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to practice some dado cuts and some interlocking pieces to try and make sure that these shelves don't sag and to get it all squared up again. Shout out to Mark Daner. I have checked square already. It's not square. I'm going to try to make sure that when I'm done, it is perfectly square, perpendicular angles all the way around. The reason that I actually made this postcard, though, was in 2014, of course, Twitter was a big thing, and so the hashtag had taken on a new life from being way back in the day just the pound sign to being, before that, just a symbol for a number, to then being a hashtag for Twitter. But one of my all-time favorite shows that I did not know about when it was on television. It was in the 60s and it was a British show, is The Prisoner. And if you've not seen it, I encourage you to look it up. There's been a remake of it with Jim Caviezel, I think Ben Kingsley. Interesting. I haven't watched it yet. I own two copies because I mistakenly bought a second one when I thinking I didn't have it. But I haven't watched it yet. The original, though, is just a masterpiece of what looks a little dated now, but is just really fascinating spy sci-fi. And Patrick McGoohan is a very interesting person, and he had a very interesting perspective on the world, and he brought that to this show. And the big tagline for that show is when he was taken prisoner, not knowing if it was his own spy system or an enemy spy system that had him, and what exactly it was they were trying to get out of him. He was called number 6. And he would always say, "I am not a number, I am a free man." And that really struck a chord with me, in the sense that that's how I feel about my relationship with Jesus. And on a day like this, when plans both fall apart and never come together to fall apart, I'm glad for this reminder. I am not a number. You are not just a number. We have all been given the chance to freely choose our lives, and it might seem sometimes like somebody else has control, or we don't have a lot of options, or we feel a bit trapped. We might be a prisoner of our own choices in some ways. We might feel like we're a prisoner of other people's choices over us. But as far as it matters in eternal terms, we are free. We are free to make our choices, accept the consequences, good and bad, and make a way in this world. And part of making that way is going to help determine our future in eternity. We are free. I haven't left the RV today, and I have so many things on my to-do list that it just feels like it's all coming down on top of me. And yet, I'm blessed and grateful. I know if I decide to just take my headache and go to bed, that I'm doing that because I am making my own choice. I'm free to do that. And I'm free to figure out what else I can maybe try and get done in the midst of all the things that just didn't work out today. Thanks for watching, taking some time to listen. I want to encourage you to know that no matter how we might feel boxed in by life sometimes, we still have at least the freedom in our minds to choose how we think about our situation. And we can choose, if we want to count blessings and show gratitude. And I'm going to keep trying to do that. And I want to encourage everyone who takes time to watch to do that. And thank you for watching. I picked up a few subscribers, and I'm just really enjoying the opportunity to share. And if there's something that I can share that can be an encouragement, I'll be very glad for that. I hope you'll let me know what that might be. What am I doing that has some level of interest for you, and what could I do that would either be helpful, learning something, doing something, or understanding something better. Usually, maybe for me, learning with mistakes along the way, myself. what could I do that might be more of an encouragement to you? I'd really appreciate any comments you might have, and look forward to seeing those, and look forward to getting up and going again tomorrow on day 96 and seeing what I can get done. And for now, I'm going to double check and see if I can shop back up some more water off the floor. And I hope I hope you're having a great day.